Good morning, it's Jonathan Barratt with the morning debrief. The current time is 7:54 and the Dow's got another 6 minutes to trade. Obviously 8 o'clock it clicks over. It's December the 15th, only a couple more sleeps to go before Christmas Day. Quite interesting. Okay, let's rummage around and let's see what's happened in the markets. Obviously a little bit of rock and roll in night last night. Obviously with what's happening on the Fed, let's have a look, and there we go. Okay, basically the Dow's now up 31 points. It is just coming back just a fraction. That's 11,460. The S&P down 1.68, and the Nasdaq down 2.81. Major news, obviously Fed's retaining its policy concerning its monetary stimulus, and as such the $600 billion bond buying plan to boost the economy remains on track. We did have producer prices last night. Producer prices came in, basically, producer prices came in at 0.8, and that was a little bit more encouraging. The market actually obviously wanted to see positive data, and they certainly got a little bit. CPI tonight is the most important. Also, in the UK, basically we had also inflation that was just picking up just a tad. All good signs that things are picking up. And things are perhaps getting a little bit easier to read in terms of the economic numbers. US retail sales also top forecast, as it does appear that the consumer is getting more confidence in the economy, and as a result of that, things are looking a little bit more positive. Didn't reflect it in the Dow though. I would have expected things to be just a little bit better. This could just be a Christmas rally, but let's see what happens. The key component at the moment, I feel, is that people are feeling more confident about the economy, but does in fact the asset prices warrant the levels they're at, given that the economy is still struggling, but people want to see signs of recovery. So I actually think that the expectations are certainly there in the market, but we want to continue to see this follow through, and I think that's the important thing. Okay, producer price, we also mentioned they climbed the most in 8 months, which was good. That's on the back of energy costs. And the FOMC left rates pretty much unchanged for the period. Okay, let's have a look now at just the usual things. And I think a couple of interesting things here, the dollar index. When you look at the dollar index, and dollar index in itself bounced from those lows there, that's 79.15. Now that is intriguing. You know, we've got a little bit of divergence here, and that does suggest a move to the top side. So if our feeling towards the dollar remains robust, then this level here has to hold. It's just so important because it's tried it twice. We get support, and if you keep an eye on the dollar index, because we're happy to be long dollars as long as 79 holds. If it doesn't, then just run for the hills for a while, because that weakness or that dollar weakness trend will resume, and I think the market will be quite happy that that is the case. But at the moment, as you can see here, they're the levels to watch, and we'll continue to see that dollar continuing to strengthen. That's a call we've had for some time, and as you can see, that it's in full sweep there with what we see. We actually feel that testing the top end of the range there for the dollar. Okay, dollar index, what does that tell us about the Aussie, for instance? We'll move back to a daily chart. It says that we're at the top end of the range for the Aussie. Will it continue to trade higher? I'm perhaps feeling that we really want to see a good reason. The interest rates will hold it up. We have had a look at the Aussie yen. That's a trade which we went into last Friday, and that seems to be showing some dividends at the moment. Dollar yen was still long as well. Just a quick look at that euro, and as you can see there, it is quite interesting to check what that euro is actually doing. Obviously the euro's, look, it's faltering just a little bit, but I think we're a little bit unsure as to which way the euro will go. But we're feeling relatively good about where the US dollar will go. On the commodities, crude oil, 88.28. Tough market, but this sort of indicates to me that it wants to trade higher. You can see that, and you can have a look on the hourly chart. But so often the case with these sorts of moves is they have a spit higher and then fail and then come back down. So keep an eye on that little number. Fundamentals suggest that it should not be at these levels. Copper's another one, but copper has different fundamentals to it. Remember, we are in short supply of the metal to the tune of about 370,000 tonnes. There's the expectations that we've got, so that metal should remain on its highs, but if it comes back, good opportunities to get in. On the gold market, we can see here gold just trading sideways at the moment, came back from its highs. Remember, it did have a good look at those highs there at around that 1405. Expect it to be in a range. Excuse me. Expect it to be in a range for some time, but you can tell the top end of the range is up around that 407. Lower end is 1370. On the local market, once again, as we lead into Christmas trading, a little bit of a sell-off towards the close there. I think expectations are a little bit mixed on that, but let's see. If it breaks through 47, 60 and 50, then I think that'll be a little bit of a concern for me. Apart from that, the only thing I can really talk about is that the boys are starting to feel that oats are going to have a bit of a correction. Let's just have a quick look at what it is. It did have a correction last night. In fact, they're starting to put a warrant, a bear warrant on oats because they feel that it's pretty much had too much of an aggressive run to the top side, and as such should be due for a correction. As you can see, a little bit scatty, but certainly at resistance at the moment. Okay, in terms of economic numbers, what are we expecting that's coming out? Tonight, as we said, it's the big night for data, and we've got obviously CPI in the States, but in Australia we've got new motor vehicle sales, jobless stuff in the UK, MBA mortgage applications in the States. There's the CPI there. The market is looking for a positive number. They really want to see anything over 0.2. They're the expectations for the month, the year on year. They want to see it around 1.2 because that shows them that things are actually moving. I think that's the key. IP is also important. That's going to be positive data. 0.3 is where we're looking at, and capacity, well, 75 is good. There is this form of confidence. It needs to be backed up by some of this data, and to me that's the important thing. Okay, well that's about it from me. Quite an important night tonight. Let's see if that CPI data is backed up, or backed up by the PPI data we have. All that's indicating things are starting to do what it needs to do. And this added extra by the Fed is just giving a little bit of a push along. But I think the key is going to be with that US dollar, particularly as we come into trading, which is relatively weak, and volumes are relatively low. So stay close to that. Could be quite interesting. That's about it from me. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.